That was my ADHD. I apologize.
We are live. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Happy Sunday at our new time here at the Level Pod with your weekly check-in for geek and pop culture. I'm your host, Rainy Days. Got my guy Skitty live and the man behind the chair, Bruce McFly, bringing you hot takes, check-in, and everything in geek and around the world. And if you have a Amazon Prime account, make sure you sub to us on Twitch. You get a free sub on Twitch. Spin it on the fam, the Level fam. This past week, we've had the premiere of the Level Sports Network. Make sure you check out that video. It was fire. Discussion was hot. And we got a new Level coming to a city near you. So let's get it. Skitty, how you been, bro?
I've been a great,
That's
great.
awesome.
But
That's
now, I've been delving deep into,
delving deep. Been delving it.
delving deep,
Been delving
delving deep
this.
with some of these free games that Steam be having. They be some alright games. Some look like AAA games, but when you play them, you be like, all right, it need a little bit of polishing, but for the most part, it's all right.
Okay.
We basically been watching the same thing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
basically been
Yeah.
watching the same thing, and excited for some stuff that's coming out that we're about to talk about. So yeah, let's just get to it. I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you
Yeah.
been? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, but I'm here.
Oh,
You
you was
know,
partying last night too?
yeah, I party. You would have thought I was on the team. I was a
What?
part of the Demon Corps because I was there. I was partying.
What?
Like,
What?
but I had a good time. A little bit of mommy free. Yeah, we've been watching the same things. A few things I've been watching different this week. I've been watching The Bear. I'm finally catching up on The Bear. I'm trying to like watch all like the Emmy shows, like the shows nominated for Emmys or have won an Emmy to see if they really like are quality. And I watched one episode. It was like season 2, episode 6. It was called Fishes, and it had Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Who's the guy that played the Punisher? What's his name? I
John
almost forget.
Bernthal.
Yeah, he's in it. It had a star. When I say this was one of the best episodes I've seen that probably would have aired on television. Bravo! Like it was chaotic. It had so many
Real quick. I
twists.
told you about this show
You
before,
did. You did
and
tell me
you
about it.
haven't even got to the episode yet.
I haven't even
The
got to the
I'm gonna
episode.
be
Yo,
quiet.
Jamie Lee Curtis played. I don't know if the mom was bipolar. They haven't said yet what the mental issue is. But she played this crazy mom. Perfect. If you gotta watch it. That's all I can say. If you're into it's like chop on acid. That's the best way to describe it. If you got Hell's Kitchen and Chop and you put it on acid, that's the show. So that's what I've been watching this week. Other than Alien Earth and anime and stuff like that. But yeah, good watch. Love some good TV. I was like, Skitty, what happened? Did you like fan your hair out? Skitty is about to get
Oh
activated.
no, I had to put my hair up. You know what I'm saying? And the
Okay,
way it
a
sets
little
up,
bit different this week. I got you.
Oh, okay.
But let's get into it to our week's agenda. So this week on the Level Podcast, we are going to talk about, of course, Alien Earth episode 6. We're going to get into a little bit of Sakamoto days. And we're
Uh,
going to talk about what everybody's ready to talk about, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1. All right? So let's get into it. You want to do Alien Earth
yo,
first?
yo, yo.
Bro.
I already like the actor Timothy Oliphant.
Mm-hmm.
Kirsch is becoming my favorite character in this series, and he's just so he's a scientist. He's a science synthetic,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just watching everything unfold. Like what's wrong?
He's just
Nothing.
watching everything unfold. And that's the
Just
crazy
chilling.
thing about it. Like
everything, and slightly, dog. That was dirty. That was dirty. That was real dirty. Like out of all the people to, I guess get caught up.
Mhm.
I even though you see it coming when you're watching the show, you see it coming. It's like,
Mhm.
dag, like I was hoping that Doctor dude got off the island, just
Oh,
said
Arthur.
and left
Yeah,
because he actually cared. Yeah, Arthur, he actually cared about those kids. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right, yo, all right. But then when you see the build up and you're like, oh, it's about to be him. He's about to go missing, and this is where the turmoil starts going crazy. So I'm definitely looking forward to what's going down in the next episode. Um, Crazy what Wendy realized what they did to Nibs.
Yeah.
Took her memory. She was like, you don't remember saying you were pregnant?
Like just yesterday, you were just saying
Right.
it. You were literally just saying that you were pregnant. Like,
You don't remember the eyeball? You don't remember that? She was like, no. And then it's like, what did they did to me? What did they do to me? I'm like, oh man, here
and
we
yeah, you're
go.
seeing this dynamic of the Sims starting to really break apart. This episode was called "The Fly," which
Mm,
was yeah, it was called The
mm,
Fly. So it's a reference to David Cronenberg movie The Fly,
yeah,
and then also we get a new species, the fly. So I think the Wendy thing with the nibs, she was already being lied to by Boy Cavalier, right?
right.
She's already
Manipulated.
caught
Yeah,
him, and she already knows that he's manipulating her,
right, right,
right? And the unfortunate thing about it is that they describe her as if she's like not the person in the room, and they don't realize that she is really that super computer in the room. Like, so the moment I think they messed with Niz was all the information she need to determine what she was going to do next.
mm,
Like, cause she
mm-hmm,
even said it. She was like, "What if you?" She had asked, what's her name, Donna
mm-hmm.
Celia. She asked
Yeah,
her
yeah.
like, "What if you are the problem? Do I just get to fix you?"
Sounds like
Like,
sounds like Skynet to me. So,
like Like you thought Niv was bad because she went all cuckoo crazy because she thought she was having a baby, but
but
Wendy
Wendy
is
is
the
having an
one that you
awakening.
really
Yeah,
gotta. She's having an awakening. Yeah, you really
yeah.
gotta watch out for her. And yeah, that episode was crazy. I,
Because
I
remember,
want to talk about the meeting between Boy Cavalier and Waylon Utani. That like I think they call it like the ball back record, something like that. Something the chords, I got it. The Verb
you
Stalker Accords. My guy set his feet on. He put his feet on the table and started to pick his toes. If that's not disrespect, I don't know what it is.
Utani should have known that he was not going to give up them specimens without a hefty price. And then when she just jumped the 60 billion, he was like, done. All
After
right.
6 week quarantine though. After our
Exactly.
government
Exactly.
regulated 6 week quarantine. Like,
Crazy. He again, Pan never fails.
I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
never.
he's probably eventually going to fail, but I'm just saying
That's why there's a Captain Hook.
yeah, right now though, he's winning, man.
But he
Cavalier
did
is
win.
winning.
He
He's
definitely
winning.
won. He won that. He definitely won.
Teardropper, you know, the scientist, the other scientist with the got the acid on him.
Oh,
I'm,
Toodles,
yeah, that's
aka
who
Isaac.
Isaac. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
He
his name
just
was Toodles. First of all, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the scene. I don't understand why there's a bunch of super computers and super geniuses around, and everyone makes dumb mistakes around these alien creatures they knew nothing about. Like he should have won it. He shouldn't have won there by himself. Obviously, that was a two-person job. He was so busy trying to be impressive. He deserved to die. Like not to say it like that, but he should have. He asked him to bring Curly, right? And he was like, "No, Curly's not around." Right? That's number one.
right.
He went in there and he was like all happy, like you thought it was like
I
field goal
mean,
game
it's
for him.
you got to realize though, they're still the mind of kids. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're still like 12, 11-year olds. So it's not like, and they haven't had the drive that Wendy has had. You know what I'm saying? Remember, Wendy was made first, so she had a little bit more time in her body to experiment on what she could do. Because remember, she was looking through cameras, CC cameras, looking at her brother's life.
Right.
Nobody, no, nobody, right now could even access that type of stuff with themselves. Wendy has always been the one to figure out her body, especially case in point when she figured out how to talk to the xenomorph lingo.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I feel as though Kirsch, I feel as though he was, even though he's full synth, he's kind of like their dad. And I think
I
it
was
was
calling
he
their
was
dad.
playing, as a scientist, he was playing on the fact that
Like the uncle.
Isaac, Toodles, he wants to please, he wants to please,
Yeah.
he wants to be treated like a scientist. He wants to be a scientist.
Exactly.
Um,
He wants to be treated like a scientist. It does not, by him being a kid, it doesn't excuse what that's a human trait, right? He's still part human. Let's say that because it's
right.
human enough to want to be the favorite, or to want to impress someone that we consider a mentor
Look
or we
up
look
to,
up
yeah.
to, right? So he wanted to show that he could do this on his own, whether he was a kid or not. He wanted to show it. But as a walking robot, the mistakes he made for someone who's supposedly been doing this over and over and over again for the last, however many couple of, let's say, week or two since they've had the aliens. Come on,
I
he
don't,
shouldn't have got killed. It should have been no way he should have died or broke
I,
the, like. Come on,
I
like
again, he's a child. They were young. They're young minded. So I would say the only ones that are showing like true capability of like critical thinking are Slightly, Wendy, and they haven't really dived deep into Curly yet, except with the exception of her Envy. That's
yeah.
about it. That's about it so far. But we still got more show to go. So what I mean. But yeah, that kids are going to be kids. I mean, of course, we know right from wrong. We know to pay attention to certain stuff. But I'm thinking as a kid, my mind in the body of a robot. You know, 11. What, they're 11. They're 11, right? They're
Between
young,
11
right?
and 14, because Wendy's the
Yeah.
oldest.
So I'm in my mind. I mean, in a robot body, thinking I'm indestructible,
Mhm.
but I still have that little kid. These were still little kids. That's how Monroe was able to manipulate Slightly, and what's the other one's name? The black one,
Shmi,
huh?
Shmi.
Shmi. You know what I'm saying? Had them. Are you kids? We're not kids. He knew off bat. He knew off rip that they had the mind of children after he interacted with them. So, uh, you know, like I said, I want to see more development with the other Sims now.
Well,
Are
they
they going
already
to bring him?
kicked
They
off
could
like.
bring him back too. You never know. But
Hopefully he survived, but he
no,
walked
he
out
ain't.
looking like Terminator,
That
so
was
I
a
don't know
wrap.
about that. I
That
don't
was
know.
game over. That
Yeah, that was.
he
Hopefully they got a backup of his memory
yeah,
or something because that was, yeah. I
he was done.
don't. But to stay in that room, let's really talk about the creatures in that room. So we get an introduction of a new species, the fly, which is an alien species that seems to be able to consume different type of metals and wires because we see Isaac, aka Toodles, feeding them, which look like basically parts of a computer. That's what it
Mhm.
looked like.
Yeah.
Which was dangerous because the idea was to be able to use the Simps in that room so they would be the least likely thing to
To
get
get
corrupted.
injured.
Like, so, we get this, and the fly basically, after with the help of, everybody's favorite of the week, aka Ti, aka the T. Arcellus, using his head to bump the glass to knock Toodles into the room and lock him into the room, which ultimately led to his
Yeah,
demise.
yeah.
So, and then
The
we,
eyeball that can't make up its mind. Like, what are you doing? Like,
he
what are
playing the
you
long
doing?
game. He playing chess
I,
with everybody around him playing checkers. That's what's happening.
yeah, but what's his? But again, it's still confusing though. You know what I mean? Where and like I said, when he first encountered a human, when he possessed a human, he knocked the girl out. He didn't kill her. But then when he got surrounded, he made a noise. Xenomorph comes in, Monroe and whoever scatters, and the Teocellus jumps on the Xenomorph and start really.
Whooping
I was
it,
trying to
giving
figure
it
out
the
why.
business.
Why was he trying
Whop,
to
whop,
like?
whop,
He
whop,
was
whop.
trying to bite. He wasn't hit. He was trying to
The
bite him.
eyeball was like whop, whop, whop,
I
whop,
was
whop.
like, I was like, why would you bite something that got acid for blood? You know what I'm saying?
It
Like he was
might be
really trying to
impervious
bite.
to it.
But well, I mean, if he's possessing a body, the body's not impervious to it.
Right, but I'm saying the eyeball might be impervious to that because the whole point of TR cells, which seems like it wants to take over. It needs a host, a
Yeah,
suitable host, so it can feel like the most dominant creature in the room. And right now, the most dominant creature in the room at that time was the xenomorph. So the humans are not a threat, but the synths are not humans. So what it did to Toodles was a calculated play to set off a series of events so that way all the aliens can be released so it can do what it needs to do. Because if you
right.
see what happened with Toodles, because Toodles was hurt, that prompted Arthur to go to the room to check on Toodles, which prompted Slightly to follow behind him to act out his failed plan. And the whole time the TR cells was watching. Him and the xenomorph were both watching, waiting for that moment that they might get released. And the TR cell is observant of everything. It can see controls, it can see buttons. It was watching the way they was pressing things to certain things to release.
Right.
So it's like if you're the smartest person in the room, why would you deal your own cards? You the dealer. So
I
I'm
mean,
curious to
I want to.
see.
I give T.O. Celis a lot of things, but I don't know. Like I'm still waiting to see what's going on with that. I just I feel as though, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of my predictions I've just been thinking about. I think he's gonna. I think he whatever the T.O.
It.
Celis. I think the T.O. Celis either is going to try to take over a synth or is going to get Boy Cavalier.
I
I'm,
think it's
I'm,
probably more likely Board Cavalier. Only thing I can say why I say more likely Board Cavalier because we haven't seen it take over. It didn't try to take over Monroe's. I'm not. I wonder if it can take over cybernetic, like electronic, like I wonder if it needs an organic, something
well,
organic to
remember
take over.
it tried to get Nibs.
Okay, right.
It went
But it
straight. It
wasn't
went straight
successful.
for yeah. So
But
I mean,
why?
but I'm just I mean, but that I think that kind of I don't know. Maybe it was something. Maybe it can control neural pathways. Again, there's a lot of show that is still out there. So how many
It's
episodes
rumored
is
to
it?
have a season two. That's been the rumor that Disney is considering renewing it for a season two.
Oh, they're
After
gonna.
all the
What
buzz
is it
and
like?
everything around it.
12 episodes or something?
No, we got 2 more episodes left. I think it's 8 episodes. I thought it was 8. 12 is crazy, but Disney they
Oh yeah,
Andoring
it's
it up.
eight.
Yeah, they don't really do 12 like that no more. Yeah, it's 8. So we got 2 more episodes to wrap this up. I mean, I don't. The smartest person in that episode to me was Hermit. I think, or AKA Joe, which is Wendy's brother. I think the moves he was trying to make to save Wendy, he
Yeah,
asked a lot of out loud
yeah.
questions, but he was on the right. He What he's trying to do is probably the smartest. He needs a get out plan because shit's about to hit the fan. Ain't no way this about to go. This about to go
I,
south.
I mean, from day one, he said these specimens shouldn't have. They should be destroyed. They
Yeah,
shouldn't be. They shouldn't be here. From day one, when he first encountered the xenomorph, that was it. A
yeah,
wrap. So he already knows what's going down. He sees some stuff. He got a few hints. Now the whole thing, I do feel as though that there's a conflict with him and his sister right now.
hmm
So because I'm thinking she feels more obligated to protect the rest of the synths. But with the trailer that dropped
Mm.
for
Episode 7.
the next episode, it looks like she's snapping on slightly.
Yeah.
So
If I said I think I think her obligation may be shifting.
with this next episode,
Yeah, especially with the
yeah,
xenomorphs, because we also see her relationship building with the now toddler, aka tween xenomorph. The
mm,
xenomorph went from toddler to teen in like 5 seconds. From one scene
yeah,
it was like this, the next scene it was like so, and we see her understanding their language better this episode. It's responding, it's not as aggressive as it was her first interaction when it was a baby. So I'm
mm,
wondering if, I call it mommy, mommy daddy, mommy daughter time. Like it was like she was there
you're
spending
fine.
time with her child, trying to figure things out, and that's you want her to learn a language of probably one of the most strongest predators in the room, in the whole on the whole earth. So I'm curious to see if we're going to get like a xenomorph versus xenomorph. Like, are we going to get the one that's in the cage versus Wendy's xenomorph? Like, is that xenomorph going to protect Wendy? Are we going to get a betrayal, or are we going to get Wendy like using the xenomorphs to like end?
Well, this isn't the first time that this was played upon. If I'm not mistaken, one of the games dealt with Whalen Utani. It was either Whalen Utani or the government. They were experimenting on Sims, and there was a big boss who basically controlled xenomorphs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look that up because yeah, I was like, hold on, what? Like I found out a whole bunch of stuff when I've been, lately since I've been, playing Fire Team Elite and watching Alien Earth. There, did you know that there was red Xenos?
No.
Yeah, I know. There's a Xenomorph King that's more built for combat. It's like I said, it's a whole slew, but they did play upon a synthetic or a human. I'm not too sure. I know it was like a hybrid. He had like these blue things coming out his back, and he had a pulse rifle, and he turned around, and then all these xenomorphs started just going towards the Marines. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so I'm
Maybe
definitely
Bruce can
seeing
fact
what.
check that for us.
Oh, right, right. I'm definitely interested in seeing Disney's depiction of their synthetic and xenomorph connection. So, because we already see that, like you said before, mommy daughter time. Um, they're speaking to each other. We really don't know what they're saying to each other,
Yeah.
but with the new xenomorph involved, well, we don't even do we know that it comes out of Arthur's chest or not? Like,
Not yet. We
yeah,
all we
so
saw was slightly pull him into the vent, the
right,
ironically sized human vent.
of
like,
course, of course,
like
Yeah.
you
Hey,
can't
real
have
quick, real quick.
human-sized vents in an
Can
alien
you hear me?
universe.
Can y'all hear
Mhm.
me?
Yeah,
Real
we can hear you
quick,
Hmm.
now.
I shared a video inside the Discord
Hmm.
that shows all the xenomorphs. I did that like 2 days ago. It shows every
Oh, okay.
version of the xenomorph, and it showed the all what all he just said, the stuff he just said. It was all in that video like 40 minutes long. I shared it in
Okay.
there. I don't know if I've reconfigured Discord since then, but yeah, the video was there.
All right. Well, we got the video
Okay.
on this. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, because I was like, when I was looking it up, there were so many different ones. I mean, I knew about the gorilla, I knew about the scorpion, I knew about the bull. Runners come mostly from animals. Drones come mostly from humans or humanoid type creatures. Has to be a special face hugger to make a queen.
Okay.
There's so much, so much. But yeah, let's get back on track because I'll
I
talk
mean,
about xenomorphs all day.
no, yeah, because like back to this Wendy real quick before we wrap this up.
Mhm.
Okay, so she had two conversations, right? The conversation she had with her brother and the conversation she had with Dom Sylvia, or whatever that lady name is. And basically she kind of argued what makes something human. Like what makes it killable? What makes it okay to kill it or to assume that it's dangerous without getting to know it? Because when she was talking to her brother and he was saying like, they're killers, they're monsters, they're this and that, she was like, well, no, they think they don't want to be here either. Like, they have a mind. Like she was kind of almost like advocating for them in a sense. Like, and in a sense, she was also advocating for herself because she is also technically not human anymore. And it's the thing about, you know, does she need to be treated like a human or does she need to be treated like a machine or, like a god? Because that's basically, I mean, what they describe her as, like god-like, power. She can last, months without being charged. She can power a whole region. Every second her brain is developing. So, it's interesting to see her have that defense in a situation that was ultimately becoming hostile for everybody.
Mhm.
You know, and then also Kirsch is the first time, I don't know if I would say scared, but he kind of looked at, once he saw the things happening with Slightly and, Toodles as he was watching it, and Roy Cavalier asked him, was everything okay? He kind of looked shooken. If that's the best way to describe it, like
I mean,
surprised or I don't
think
know
think
what,
about it. Think about it in a scientist's John. Oh my God, this shit is happening. What am I going to do? And you already know you have a time limit.
Mm-hmm.
You already have a time limit. With the whole switching up with the forming of the xenomorph inside the
Right.
host. So you got a time limit with that. Then you have to get the flies back, and they got acid that melts metal so they can eat it. So yeah, you got that. You got to deal with that. Then there's an open container. The container's still open. The eggs with the eggs, which mind you, and nobody, and it was funny because I looked, at other people talking about this. I'm like, nobody talked about that. That egg, that door was still open.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, yeah,
And apparently the human doesn't have to be right next to the egg. As long as it's in the vicinity of the
it,
egg,
yeah,
it'll, you
this is
know,
what, and I'm glad that Alien Romulus touched
mm,
on that because nobody actually knew, like how the eggs know that, something was there or, heat. It has to be a certain body temperature that registers, to the egg, and then boom, that's when it registers to the face hugger. Because remember that scene on Romulus when it was real cold and they
mm-hmm.
were walking through and the face huggers were just sitting there not moving. So it's body heat or correction, a certain type of heat. But yeah, that's
Okay,
how they do
gotcha. Alrighty. Well, anything else about Alien Earth?
it.
Anything we
Just
missed?
can't wait to episode 7.
Can't wait to episode 7. We got two more episodes. Two more
Can't wait to episode
episodes.
7. For
Alien
real.
Earth Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Disney Plus, Hulu, FX. Tune in live. So moving on. Next thing on the list is Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days. Sakamoto Days. We took a little bit of a break last week, but they ramped it back up. This episode was great. It was a great episode. So let's get into it. Um,
Gaku is a whole problem.
mhm.
Do you hear me? And then the fact that you find out that, well, I don't, what is it, a universal soldier suit like this dude is controlling? Like he's
It's like a
controlling a
VR
whole nother bit.
glasses.
Because the thing is that like the thing was bleeding too.
Mhm.
like it got hit and it showed that it got got blood. So like it got a Terminator. Like yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like he's virtually controlling a Terminator. And
Basically.
then that he did to these instructors were fucking bananas, yo. Like one dude, he's like weapon, grab bull, bow, use him as a shield, and then use him as a bullet. Cause he threw the dude that just got shot that he used as a shield to the dude that was shooting at him. No, it's not over. It's not over. He takes one John who got these chains, talking about, didn't I tell you to respect your elders? He
Hmm.
grabbed her, flung her, and then skipped her ass across the lake
Like
like
a
she
rock.
was a pebble. Like she was a fucking pebble, yo. Yo, yo. And then before all that, he ruined a wholesome moment.
Yeah.
The girl and Shin, they were like,
And
oh, we both love
Carl.
Sakamoto.
Yeah, he was his biggest
And
fan.
then the way he comes in from like he cocked the
Gut
arm
puncher.
back and you see the motion. They drew the motion. And that's crazy, yo. That's bananas. And that's how that episode ended. Ended. It ended with him trashing the instructors. I just can't wait for the next episode. You can go ahead, Evan. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
so
it's okay.
sorry.
Well, technically, the episode ended with Sakamoto having a nice, dinner while Shin was getting his ass kicked on the other side of the island.
Right, right,
He was out
right,
there
right.
roasting fish and peppers while Shin was getting the business. So,
Okay.
but I agree. It was a great episode. We go back to, the deer head guy, Gayu, and what's the other guy name?
Gaku
Uh,
and
what's the one that went to school with Sakamoto name? Ugh,
I'm about to look that
I
up
look it
now.
up. Yeah, but we get, basically their perspective and how they've infiltrated the test, you know. And it was a great, great fight scenes. The fight scene between Shin and Tararumu, she was giving Shin the business. She was Sakamoto's biggest fan. She was crazy Kate, but yeah, like you said, that VR control, robot control, whatever he did was a travesty. He shouldn't embarrass them instructors like that. I don't know why we got instructors of the JCC if they're not going to actually be good assassins, because like how like how you get your butt kicked so bad.
K K Uzuki.
Kei Uzuki.
K
What's his
Uzuki,
other
the
name?
white hair.
Oh, he
And then
got two
there's
names.
Gaku. Oh, you talking about the group that they work for?
No, didn't he have an original name? But he said my name now is this.
Slur, known as X or Slur.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, got you. Yeah. So, but yeah, and then we get confirmation that Akira is the niece, the
Yes,
niece
yes.
of Rion Akoa, which was Sakamoto's old classmate, right? So, they have a conversation. They get to know. Sakamoto gets more information. Again, it's just crazy. He was on the other side of the island while Shin just be getting wailed, and Shin be trying. And they should call it Sakamoto and Shin days because
Shin be pulling out that work though.
he be
Like,
trying.
but who he was fighting though was crazy because when Shin did that counter and he kicked her on the neck, she just ate that and was like,
Yeah.
I was like, what? She ate the hell out of that kick. He was even running like, dang, she's stronger than
Yeah,
that.
he was like, she's so quick. Like, if it wasn't for that ledge, he wasn't about to win. Like, that's all. Like, it wasn't for him tricking her to jump off the into the waterfall, and then he had to save her, of course, because she couldn't swim. Well, she was drowning
Oh
because she
no,
was
she
trying
was
to save that
drowning because of
Sakamoto
the
doll.
toy.
She
She
was
was
like, I
really,
gotta save Sakamoto. I gotta save
really, really, really like, fuck my life. I gotta save that toy. You know, I was like, okay, alrighty, you know. But yeah,
But
that was a good episode. I love that
yeah,
episode.
I can't wait for next week to see. Hopefully, they bring Sakamoto around the corner.
Well,
We
I
can
mean,
see
now
all
you got a 3-on-1 fight.
Yeah.
So
I mean, is it really 3-on-1? It was one. It was just 1 versus 6, and you see how that. It was
and
one
then it was
versus
like,
6.
you know what? I think he probably wouldn't even have done that. But when I saw that one instructor slam his head on the ground, talking about, "Oh, we love love," and I'm like, Gaku's about to fuck them up. I was like, because I'm like, he just really let them slam him like that, and then as soon as he gets up, and they say something, he just, oh man, that scene was crazy. If y'all haven't
Yeah,
seen that scene, I'm sorry.
watch it.
It's been out for a little bit. You know, we took a break. I ain't even, do my drawing on it. You know, my 22 minutes 58 seconds. Like, no, let me stop. But nah. But yeah. Sakamoto days.
Sakamoto
Sakamoto
days.
days.
Sakamoto days.
Sakamoto days.
Yes. Well, moving on. It is time. It is that time in the young lover of anime life where every once in a while we get a cinematic explosion. And it has happened. Right? Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, Part 1, because I can't say the Japanese words. Whatever they say. You know, all the words after.
Now you know how I feel when I be like, good guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But let's get into it. We pick up right where we left off. As the Hashiras, our beloved Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are
Whole
falling
demon
in.
core.
And the whole demon corps are falling into the Affinity
Demon Slayer
Castle.
core.
And it is full out war. This is a battle of the ages. They are fighting for their lives. Like, they are fighting for their lives. And let's get some of the hot takes. So I'm going to start with the first battle I want to talk about. And I'm going to say this real quick. I told y'all to put respect on Zenitsu's name. I told y'all he wasn't playing, he wasn't coming to play, and he was going to show you why he became the Lightning Hashira. And he did. What? Vicious. What? No tears. There was like, he had one moment of tears. One moment.
Created his own form.
His own form. The 7th form of a 6th form. What? What? We call that lightning thunderclap that ass, boy.
God breath. That's what it. God breath.
He was not coming to play. Let me tell you, this was like one of many Ultra Instinct moments, right? This was his moment. You know, he was coming to defend his gramps, and he was real upset that someone he looked up to, he didn't really like him, but chose the wrong path. And he had a score to settle. And I wasn't mad at him. I was not mad at him at all. And the animation in Demon Slayer, I can say this,
Beautiful.
you know, between Sony,
Beautiful.
Aniplex, and Ufotable, like,
Beautiful.
it's top tier.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. It was
Beautiful.
art. Like, every scene was artwork, right? You know.
Like I will say, till this day, the most beautiful fight of Demon Slayer is the Sound Hashira versus,
obviously.
that's the
versus
most beautiful
Yatu
fight.
and the twins, yeah.
To rival that though,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Tanjiro,
Mm-hmm.
Giyu versus Akaza.
Akaza.
That fight was fucking bananas. Because now this is where I have a gripe. Now,
Okay.
the reason why I wanted to
I got
mention
some
this
gripes
fight,
too with this fight.
this is the reason why I mentioned this fight, for me is because out of all the fights, it had the longest backstory. And
Yeah,
I was like, y'all could have shortened it up from when he started his life at the dojo instead of going back to, you know what I mean? Like
because we
that
already knew it.
y'all didn't give old girl that much of a backstory about her and her sister. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Which was cool. I like that. It was short. It still, has some substance to what was going on. But I'm like, yo, it didn't feel like Demon Slayer Infinite Castle. It started feeling like Demon Slayer Akaza.
Yeah.
And I
It
was
was
like,
it was 40 minminutes.
yeah,
Like
I'm
it
like,
was literally, if you guys time it, it was a 40-minute backstory from like 12:05 to 12, because I went to see it at 10 last night. So from 12:05 to 12:45, we've set in Augustus backstory, and it was like that's the part I didn't enjoy about the Hashira arc, the last arc, because I understand, we have to have these character developments, but we came here for a fight. That's
it,
like, you
not
know,
even not even just that. Like,
like,
like you could tell a story, just shorten it up.
but they
You don't
already
gotta,
told part of his story when he fought Rengoku. So that's the
yeah,
thing that also made me upset. Like,
yeah.
if they didn't have to go back
They
to the beginning and go literally to the end.
they,
Like,
they could have just from when he joined the dojo, boom.
that's
That's
all we
really
needed.
what you needed right there. He could have been like he could have did a little reflection. Oh, it was easy for me to help her because I used to help my dad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It could have been simple. You know what I'm saying? But nah, they went drawn.
they
But
drawing
what
it.
I can say I did enjoy about the story is that my man had hands since he was 11 years old,
Oh yeah, he was taking everybody out
fucking
even
up
before he
grown
had
folks.
powers. He killed 67 people before he had
Oh,
powers.
that's after training. You know what I'm saying? I
Like,
remember before when he was 11, when they told him his grandpa killed him. Well, not his grandpa, but his dad killed himself
mhm.
because of because he got in trouble.
He
Next
beat up
thing
like
he
eight
did,
adults. That's how you
but
found the dude from the dojo.
I love the
Who smiled the whole
interaction.
time. He never
I
opened his
lo-
eyes. He was always smiling.
when he first when Akaza first tried to challenge Bull, that gut punch was epic, yo. He countered and then hit him with 100-piece extra crispy special to the face after that gut punch. That was a good introduction. Um, I'm not gonna lie. There was a point where I was like, yo, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. And you know what I'm about to do? When he started putting his head back on, I was like, come on. Come on.
And
Just
it's
get and then his head goes off, and then he's still alive, which I mean, but see, that kind of
well,
made
pause
me
right there. Before you go on, let's go back before he put his head back on.
okay.
Let's go back into that fight because let me tell you, this is the most disappointed I've ever been in Tanjiro Kamado, whatever his name is, in the
Mhm.
Demon Slayer series. Tanjiro was directly behind him. Even Giyu was like, Tanjiro, he don't detect you. He don't chop his head off, Tanjiro.
Oh
Tanjiro
yeah,
was
I'm
like, I'm not.
going. I was like, come on, bruh. Like, come on, bruh.
I was like,
Like,
yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Like, what is you doing? What did you do?
like,
And then
come on.
you took a nap. Like you took,
Like, he ain't even took it.
Yo
He
was
passed
like,
out.
I did it. He was like, I need the rest. Give you like, bro, after this, I'm not mentoring you. No,
But
Mr. Giyu
nah,
is over. This nigga Tanjiro was unreliable.
but nah, when on that backstory too, because that scene where he goes into the next dojo, and
Mhm.
starts clearing, he's been bodying niggas. Like, it wasn't even like he used a weapon. He was going through, they said, collapsed lungs, skull crushes,
Tissue
all with his
everywhere.
bare hands. And it caught the attention of Muzan. Muzan
He
like,
thought
whoa,
it was
whoa,
one
whoa,
of his
whoa, whoa.
demons
Who did I send here?
to do this.
Who? Let me check this out. Oh, nigga,
This,
it's you?
this just a human?
It's just a human?
What?
And then again, just how he met his master, how he met Muzan, the counter punch, just but through the face, and
Through
he
the
was still
face.
alive. He was still
He was
alive.
still alive talking. You know,
Talking
his
about, I
last
don't care.
words.
I don't care no more. I don't care. I don't care. That's what he was saying. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that your hand is in my face,
Yeah.
which was crazy. But yeah, like I said, I think that was my only gripe about the movie was the long, elongated backstory.
Yeah. Out of a 3-hour movie, we shouldn't have had almost an hour of one person's backstory. I thought they did well with the Zenitsu arc because they spread that backstory out. It wasn't, it wasn't as detailed it could have been as it was in the manga, which, they could have spent a little bit more time on that and then even out with Akaza. I think the battle with Akaza was really, as we know, it was a battle of fighting spirit because, to be honest, Tanjiro and Giyu really didn't win. I mean, they cut his head off, but Asuka was kind of person that was like, yeah, I'm done. He had to like rest himself because he
It
went
was
back
because he
to
got his memory back.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's all it was. Like because he was literally trying to put himself back together to fight again, and these niggas was done. They was
I was like, nigga.
unable to fight anymore.
I was like, come on now, it's a wrap. You done got your head chopped off, but yeah, they lucky. They are lucky. Hold on. Plot armor. They are lucky that he got his memory back.
Now,
For
shout out
real.
to Mr. Giyu. He got his demon mark. And once he got that demon
that
mark
was
activated,
wild too, yo. That was wild too.
That fight
And,
was crazy.
what was old girl? I knew as soon as they started talking about her sister and who died by her sister, I was like, yep, she about to go next.
Oh, Shinobi?
She was about to go next. She went out like a G though. She went out like a G, especially to be up against number 2. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good, beautiful fight too, especially when she did the elegant dance where she just started zipping, and then started wrapping around, and then the centipede joint, and then went through the bull's legs. Oh, that was crazy. But 2 was just disrespectful though. Like,
Dama, upper rank 2.
now, here's the thing though, prediction on the next joint, because I didn't read the manga, and I don't, you know what I mean? But like, she poisons. She's like, her body is poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
So is that going to play on the next scene? You know what I'm saying? Like, because he absorbed her. Did he absorb the poison as well? Just saying.
I'm the person who makes the sword.
I'll never tell. That's what
I'ma say, Skitty, Skitty ain't reading the manga, y'all. For someone who ain't reading the manga, you know a lot, but
you know what I mean? Because I read up when I read the manga, I read up into a certain point, and then I'll be like, no, I'm not reading no more. I want to see the animation.
It's a beautiful
the
story.
The only manga that I read in full was Naruto all the way to Shippuden.
Okay.
That's the only one that I've ever read in full. I've read many, but I've stopped because I was like, no, I want to see this animated. But like with Jujutsu Kaisen, I read up to a certain part,
Okay.
And that was it. That was it. I was like, nope, you know what? I'm gonna wait for the rest of this. So, but yeah. Another thing. I like how was it the head bull's son taking charge? How they're mapping the castle.
Oh yeah, they're mapping the castle. And they are mapping it, and the crows and everything with the announcements. Tanjiro, Giyu defeated Upper Ring 2. They was in the when they announced that, they was ready. They like, what? Let's do this.
And then you don't even get, and it's funny because I was, back to the shortening up the origin story. You don't even get an origin story with number 6.
Yeah.
All you get is.
That's why I was saying they shorten it up because in the manga they do kind of go a little bit more detail into the whole their rivalry. and
That's what I'm
why it's
saying.
so pivotal for Zenitsu to have this battle.
But
I
that's what
felt
I'm
like
saying. That's
they
how they
shortened him a
shorten.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how they
he
shorten.
deserved to really, because to see him build up to that 7 form, to go through that, like, yeah, I do agree that they could have spread his story out a little bit more and cut Akaza's story,
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
said, and we just got a good backstory told.
I think that was a little bit of fan service though with that
Yeah.
Akaza story because everybody liked Akaza. As soon as he stepped on the scene, everybody that they're like, "Ah!" I'm like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up. I ain't gonna front though. I had a couple of what the you know what I'm saying moments on there too. So, but
No,
nah,
I get you. I get you. There was definitely some some jaw dropping moments. Like we get to see Rengoku dad next to the Sound Hashira. R.I.P. Rengoku, the GOAT, the Flame
Mr.
Hashira,
Rengoku
Mr.
on the
Rengoku.
scene is on the scene now.
We get
Protecting the kids
to
with
see
his
Tanjiro's dad perform what's that dance? The higher guard working, whatever how y'all call it, the flame dance.
sunflower fire
Yeah,
drum.
like he performed this dance every year for like the last like
No,
basically his whole life.
we seen the dance before. What we got to see was Tanjiro's dad in action.
Yep.
Talking to that bear, like, yo, I know you want to come through here, but I gotta protect my family.
We could do this.
And if you take one step
way.
towards me,
The
you're
choice
gonna
is
get
yours.
off. I don't want to kill you, but I mean, and then that bear was like, and that was it.
Headless. The
And
bear
then
they was eating good tonight. They eating bear burgers tonight.
he was so fast that you only see one swipe, but
Yep.
when they slowed it down, they tell you that he did two.
Yep.
That's a bad. And this and seeing that right there got me wanting to see Upper One so bad because ain't he related to him? Ain't he like their ancestor?
Nope.
He not?
It's a weird story. And I know. So basically, like, his dad becomes friends with the brother of Upper Rank One. And they're not related. They just have this
bond. Oh, your sound. Hold on. Where's see our man in the chair just disappeared.
Hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
There we go.
I think it might be dying. I might have to change it. But yeah, so let me get the other one out just in case.
That's one of my mess ups, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you still hear me?
Like when I had my phone before the camera, I was like, oh, I forgot to charge the phone.
And I charged it up too. I must think charged.
Yeah, I heard something. Yeah.
Okay, let me try this one. Hopefully this one won't die. Every time I get into it. But yeah, he's basically like the master to his dad. And you get the ancestry of it all. And yeah, I had lost sound. And Tanjiro, how he becomes the kind of like the reincarnation of his brother. Okay. It's very weird because they all look alike. But
because his resemblance to them is crazy.
It's uncanny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But the way they're telling the story is that they're not technically blood related. That's how they tell it in the story. But yeah, But his father basically he's passed down the technique as because the guy didn't have like no sons or nothing, so he passed it down.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's how he became, the person to perform the dance. But
like a Kuma.
Yeah.
Goken and their master type joint. Okay, I got what you're
saying. Yeah. So, but yeah, the next, I think it's 2 or is it 4 movies altogether? It's either gonna be 3 or 4 movies altogether. 3.
We got 2 more.
So 2 more. So the next one we haven't seen Inosuke in action. So the next one we will definitely likely see Inosuke in action. And the battle with Upper Rank 2 is what I'm predicting. The way the succession of the manga goes, that should be the next battle. Mm-hmm. And then we get into the battle with Tanjiro and Upper Rank 1. And then we eventually get in the battle with everybody versus Muzan. That's basically like, because Muzan down there baking. So,
Yeah, he cooking up.
He
He
in
cooking
there
up.
cooking up.
Moisturizing.
Oh, well, I think they also got a battle technically Upper Rank 4, which is the one that makes the house. They technically
Oh yeah,
battle.
yeah.
Yeah, gotta battle her. Yeah. So it's good to go. It's gonna be good to see how it unfolds. You know, like I said, overall, let's rate it. What you give it?
I give it an 8.
Yeah, I think
8.
overall it was a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I
the
said, it
backstory
was
they
that
could just,
backstory. Yeah, right.
yeah.
The
I know they love a good backstory, but Lord, y'all backstory us to death.
Now, what I will say, and I want to thank you, Sony. I want to thank you, Ufotable, and I want to thank you, Animeplex, for making this a full feature length film. Thank you. Not one credit was in the middle of this movie.
They used black screens. They were just blacked out.
You know what I mean? But it was so refreshing because I ain't gonna front. I was outside smoking in front of the theater, and of course, you see a crowd come out. You already know people are cosplaying, people's shirts, whatever. So one of them asked me for a lighter, and I was like, "Yo, here you go." And I asked him, I was like, "Is it everything I ever dreamed of?" He was like, "Yes." I was like, "There's only one question I want you to answer. I'm not going to ask you nothing else other than this. Was it a full feature length film?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Was there, did they do it episodic like they did the other movies?" He said, "No." I said, "Thank you. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's you listen. You listen to the fans because the fans didn't want that episodic bullshit.
No.
And you gave us a full feature length film. I applaud you."
Applaud. So official level 8 out of 10 for part 1. Like everything Skitty said more, animation wise, I'm going to say it. Demon Slayer is top tier. As for anime, it never fails when it comes to the animation of the art. From paper to screen, it is a beautiful story told. Like you can't get any better. And I hope to see as it progresses that we get even the color, the saturation, everything just kind of meshed well, and that's kind of what made it such a great cinematic event. And it brings so many people together. So I'm sad to see that it's going to eventually end, but I'm happy that it's getting everything that it needs. So shout out to Demon Slayer, Sony, Aniplex, Crunchyroll, everybody for bringing this to screen. And let's wait to part 2 in 2027, I think. The next one. So, yep, part 2. Moving on. I got a couple more topics to go. So, our hot take question of the day. I've been seeing this question going around. Was in one of our anime groups. So, I wanted to ask it on the level. Which of these characters worked the hardest to get their power? Number 1, Asta from Black Clover. Number 2, Ichigo from Bleach. Number 3, Song Jinwoo, from Solo Leveling.
Didn't even be on this list. Come on, man.
Number 4, Naruto from Naruto. Number 5, Deku from My Hero Academia. Number 6, Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Number 7, Saitama from One Punch Man. Number
I love him,
8,
but he shouldn't be on this list.
number 8, Luffy from One Piece. And number 9, Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Super
Definitely shouldn't be. Those last 3 should never
should not be on the list. Like
at all.
The question is, get there to keep their power. Get their power.
I would have to say, and I was thinking overall, I was thinking overall. A lot of people would say Asta. The reason why I disagree is because, he was physically fit. He was already because when you find out later on, he was already kind of chosen to have that Black Clover book. Mm-hmm. Like it was already, so it wasn't really like it was something that had to happen for it to be released. You know what I'm saying? Where as in Deku, you know what I'm saying, mind you, no quirk at all. He had to go through excruciating training so his body can take the quirk. So you know, and then the fact that every time he uses his quirk, he hurts his body. You know what I mean? He's not quick to healing like Goku. You know what I'm saying? He's still human. And his quirk was given to him, even though his quirk accepted him for being um the true, what is it? The true
The
something
the
for one for all, or all for one. I
oh,
forgot.
the true wielder of one fall.
Yeah, the true wielder. So, you
Mhm.
know, but next to Deku, my two, I have two.
Okay.
Deku, and I have to say Tanjiro. He gets on my, mind you, he's a character that gets on my nerves, especially with, you know, how much he just like you know, like the moment where he was sneaking up on Akaza.
I'm gonna
But
I'm gonna behead you now.
yeah, like come on. But no, but to see him go through that training on the mountain arc, like the man had to adjust his breathing. He could
Mhm.
not breathe while dipping and dodging these, you know, traps. You know, like come on, have you? I've never done it, but I've watched rock climbers. I've watched, you know, people who travel, you know, like I've always been into like Planet Earth and all those other documentaries and stuff like that. And when you find out what they got to go through to be able to survive in these places, like you have to have a certain amount of oxygen tanks, you have to have on
Mhm.
a certain amount of clothes, you know what I'm saying, you have to
Yeah.
be, you know, within, you know, a certain amount of temperature or in a certain tent, certain type of tent to survive out in the cold because it's way below zero temperatures. You know, when they
Mhm.
go underwater and they have to survive the zero, below zero temperature water, they have to wear certain gear, but they also have to train their bodies to survive that. Thinking about it on that aspect of how, mind you, he had no training. He had raw physical strength from him, you know, carrying coal and
Yeah.
basically being a woodsman. But for the most part, and Giyu said it, he went from begging for his sister's life to being able to go toe to toe with an upper rank demon.
Upper multiple of them,
Yeah,
not one.
multiple of them. Yeah,
He done
not
fought like
just one,
5 of them
multiple.
already. So
So
like,
yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's, even though plot armor is on his side, you know what I mean? You know? But I digress, you know what I'm saying? Like Bull Bull went through some heavy training.
yeah,
And Saitama is my favorite character. He's my boy.
yeah,
What, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 pull-ups. You know what I'm
and run
saying?
100 kilometers for a whole year.
Your whole year, you know.
I mean, he started off with probably working the hardest, but after that, it kind of
I don't
became
yeah.
activated for him.
I mean, he was wearing a suit going to work. That's about it.
He
You
lost
know what
his
I'm saying?
hair. He
But
worked his hair the hardest.
yeah, he lost his hair because he worked out. You know, did that set. But see, he did the same thing for a year. He didn't
Hmm.
switch it up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't increase his
Yeah,
workout. So yeah,
and he hasn't really. I mean, he fights, but he don't really level up. Like, not to say it like that, like, but it's just like, he's one punch man. like, I agree. Like, he shouldn't have been on this list. I know One Piece fans love to argue how Luffy wins everything that's ever been invented in life. But like I argued to somebody in the group, Luffy, once he ate the devil fruit, he's no longer on this list. Like he literally has a fruit that gives him the ability to manipulate his body. That's
and then
not
you
what
find out it's like he can control his blood to a certain
right.
degree. Like
Like,
no.
like he's not. Yes, he's working to level up, but no, Goku next.
Naruto. Um,
I see how some people can argue Naruto. I
yeah,
can see
I,
that.
I would say that, and just the reason why I didn't pick him was because, you know, he was the most unpredictable ninja from day one.
Yeah,
He was
no
still a
pun intended.
ninja nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Um, but what he went through for
Hmm.
something that wasn't even his fault, that would put him, you know, up there.
Yeah.
where it was like, dag, he could have chose and I love this episode where they compare and contrast him and Gara and the
Mm.
paths that they chose because of the situations that they were going through. Like, but he still chose to be, the kid who he is, because that's his ninja way. So I would definitely I would put him on that list. Um, who else was on that list?
uh,
Ichigo don't belong on that list because he's always had power. He was
yeah.
always able to see ghosts, and he was always kicking people's ass.
Exactly. Like
Remember, he beat.
I agree with you. Like my first choice off the bat was Deku. My first
Mhm.
choice was Deku. My second choice was originally Asta, and then I had Tanjiro. But I'm explaining why I had Asta there. But Deku just, like you said, he was, first of all, he was quirkless in a world where most people had quirks. He put himself in harm's way in order to get the attention of the person that his quirk originally was going to someone else. Remember, his quirk was going to Lemillion originally. He
My
wasn't even
boy,
supposed to be the
boy.
one for all next, right? And then as he transitioned, like you said, he literally sacrificed his body parts in order to maintain basically like an organ that was rejecting his body the whole time. And then he loses his ability at the end of the arc. So to go through all of that to try to become basically a reincarnation of your favorite hero, self-sacrificing. He trained. He did everything. Got different outfits, boots, things to help him, but he never got to be able to use one for all at 100. But that one time at 100%.
That was
And
crazy when
right,
the girl was counteracting her ability is like to counteract or something
mhm,
like that. That episode was wild. Without him hurting his body, that's
yeah,
crazy.
was using the gravity to sustain them. Yeah, like he was
That
always breaking a finger, a leg, an arm. Like that dude stayed in the hospital.
middle
Like
finger, he
yeah.
fucked the shit out of
He's like,
somebody.
I got one finger left. Like, so Deku deserves that title because even though he knew his power wasn't meant for his body, he worked the hardest to keep his ability. And I went to Asta next. I hear what you're saying about him eventually being destined to get the Grimoire, but in the beginning, he was this,
He was
skinny little
strong. He worked
orphan
out.
dude. Yeah,
He worked
he
out.
wasn't. He got buffer. He wasn't when we got to buff Asta, but in the beginning, he had his knack for never giving up. And
Yeah.
even though everyone told him he had no ability, he had no power, he would never do this, he would never be better than no boy. Like, even though everybody basically put him down, didn't want to accept him, didn't want to put him in the gang, like until the Black Bulls, Asta worked. He worked hard to someone who had no magical ability, which is why he was originally on my list. But I digress. I switch him now with Tanjiro because after seeing Demon Slayer the movie, I remember Tanjiro, yeah, from the beginning to now, just going back and reminding him all the hard work he put in to be just a stable boy in the middle of nowhere to being the next Hashira, and not only he can master two Hashira abilities, water and fire. Right? So that's crazy. Like that's not something that's known for
It's
them.
not
They
even it's
normally
not even just that too. Remember, he got the sun.
yes.
Yeah, he got because it's the most rarest of the I guess of the breathing
The
techniques
breathing techniques,
that
yes.
he has. So it's
Yeah, and
like
like you said, him working out on the mountain, the training arc. He had that little bit of time to get ready, and my boy was on it every day. It don't matter if they
he
didn't like
realized
him.
he couldn't. But he's like, "What's wrong with my chest?" I was like, "There's a weight on it," and I'm like, "Oh, he's high up on the mountain." Oh, you got to do that
Oh,
Eddie Murphy. That you gotta take in small breaths. You know.
even going back to season 1 when he had to slice that rock, and
Yeah.
how long it took him to slice that rock. Like,
Because nobody sliced it.
no, but that one dude that
Nobody.
died, remember Giyu told him to do what they wore the
Oh,
mask?
with that
He was
mask.
the
Yeah,
only one
yeah,
to slice it, but they gave it to Giyu because he died. So they thought
yeah.
Giyu did it, So that's how he became the water. But yeah, even slicing that rock, Like what? That's like, yeah, it's hard now, but I'm gonna have to go with Deku because my boy Deku, he lost his girl. Deku lose everything, y'all. Like,
Yeah.
he worked
I
the
don't even
hardest.
know. I don't even know why Sun Jinwoo is on. And I mean, don't get me wrong. He was, a low rank for a very long time, but all he had to do was die. I'm not, and the thing is that it said put your faith in God. That's what it said. And even though he wasn't really putting his faith in God, he was just trying to make sure that the other people got out. You know what I'm saying? Or they kind of left him there, however you want to however you want to say it, Um as soon as
All
he
he had
woke
to do
up,
was
as soon as he woke up, he was 100%. And then he realized that every battle he got in, he got stronger like that. Come on. Goku, anybody?
I don't even know why Goku was even listed. I think Goku and Luffy was just because of fan service. Like, come on,
Goku,
y'all. Let's be
Saitama,
real.
Luffy,
Somebody really argued Goku, and Goku,
Ichigo.
he was born a Saiyan. He was born to be the strongest in their on their planet. He
He
was
was adept.
born with abilities.
He was adept to fighting. So say, and that's the thing. All Saiyans are adept to fighting. They can learn how to fight real fast. So him being, taught by his granddad. Now that would be, you know what? That would be interesting to see the training that he went through with his granddad.
Yeah.
Because the training that he went through with Master Roshi, I mean, it didn't really seem like excruciating training. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, he was moving boulders, him and Krillin. Yeah, they had to, wear the weighted clothing and all that. But after a while, he got used to wearing that weighted clothing. It didn't take anything from him. You know
From
what I mean?
5 year old, he was kicking ass. I don't understand.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
like from kid, he was ready. So I mean, I don't know if that's hard work, but he if we had master ability, maybe, but to get Goku was written, written ready.
We're ready.
He was written ready from the moment that pen hit the page. Goku was written ready. All right, well, here at the level, hot topic question today, bringing more to you. The answer is Deku. Come on, guys, give my man Deku some accolades. He deserves it. Like, we're moving on. Wrap up level. Talk about some hot topics. Last week we didn't talk about the Silent Hill revival. So we got both the revival of the game and Silent Hill, the movie.
The game, the movie.
I'm excited for the movie. Like, the first movie was not great.
I was so waiting for
It wasn't great. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm excited. I love video game movies. Like, so it's the nostalgia of it, right? So I'm excited with the updates in technology that we may get just a better looking movie. The plot, I don't have hope for the plot being great, but I do expect it to look better than the last one. Like,
that movie looks exactly like the last one.
it did not. I was ready.
The only difference is that if I'm not mistaken, they're doing the Silent Hill 2 story.
Yes.
They're doing the Silent Hill 2
Silent
story.
Hill 2. That's what we wanted to begin with. What?
But I've played Silent Hill when it first dropped. That was one of my Christmas presents when I was younger. So when I say that I love Silent Hill, I like survival horror, but Silent Hill holds a special place. Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, those were the first two games.
Me
You know what
too.
I'm saying? Like that.
Well, I didn't
whole
play them. I used to watch my brothers play them all the time. Well, I eventually got a chance to play Metal Gear when they let me, but watching them play Silent Hill, Metal Gear and Resident Evil, and turn off the lights and waiting for the jump scare, we know it's about to come. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm excited about the movie, because I like that horror nostalgia, that first person point of view character. It's around the corner, but
I can't get excited about movies when you're when you're 0 for 2 right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't get excited. Like that's like getting excited for the Resident Evil coming out.
That's
I'm
different.
not excited. I'm not
Don't do
excited
that.
for that
Resident
movie.
Evil done had 35 tries. Don't do that. Resident Evil had 35 tries. So
After
I don't
after
understand.
the first Resident Evil was questionable, but people liked it. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed it to a certain extent, even though I had my gripes with it. The second one should have made people realize, even though it was still likable, that it was going downhill
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
When you introduced the Nemesis project too early, that disturbed
Mm-hmm.
me. No hype about the star. The Stars members got treated like trash. Chris Redfield wasn't even a Stars member. He was some army dude who got locked up in a prison because they voted his ass in there. Like I don't. Again, I have a love for these survival horror games. Silent Hill has disappointed me twice. The story of the first movie was okay. I like the switch between a father looking for the daughter, it being a mother looking for the daughter. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, because you can get more emotional attachment when it comes to a mother and her child,
Right.
rather than a father than their child, father and their child. So
That's very true.
that was okay, but other than that, it sucked. It sucked. The second one was worse, even worse. So now that they're coming out with this one, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not hyped. The new game now, the game. I'm sorry, I got a little excited. Silent Hill F. I pre-ordered that sucker, so I've been waiting for this when they first announced it. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to smacking people with some steel pipes in my schoolgirl outfit, on the
Gotcha.
game, on the
Okay.
not in real life. All right.
Yeah. Well, we don't know what you do after level hours, Skitty. So
I forgive you for
that's
even
on you.
coming at me like
Skitty, let us know. The Skitty live at night. Moving on. Another big thing in pop culture was we announced they announced Super Mario Brothers 2, the movie.
saw Super
Super
Mario
Mario
World. Galaxy,
Galaxy.
Galaxy is
Yeah.
the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen the first one, so I feel like now that I watch it,
Oh,
yeah. I couldn't
right.
get
Come
yeah, I
on, you
never
gotta
seen the
say
first one.
something. You gotta hop on now. Now you gotta
I
hop
never
on.
seen the first one. And I love Super Mario, but we can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah. You know what? We
But
gonna
yeah, I wasn't really with the Chris Pratt voice, but I'm gonna watch it now. I'm gonna watch it because
he
it's getting the number 2. So
surprisingly,
you did good.
that was a lot of gripes. There was a lot of gripes with
Yeah,
that, and I'm gonna tell you, surprisingly, he did a great job. He
you
did
did
an
a great
excellent
job.
job as because what they did was, and I'm sorry. I know you didn't see it, but I'm gonna just
Don't
give you a
spoil
little
it for
bit.
me, cause but go ahead. It's been out for
It,
2 years.
it's the Easter egg that that people talked about,
Hold on,
where they
hold on, hold on, hold on. I cannot let this dude besmirch that Super Mario movie. That joint was fire. And the critics said was fire. You said a lot of people wasn't feeling Pratt.
no
No, it's not.
when
You
he
having
first
revisionist history right
bruh,
now, bro.
when they first announced Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario, you telling me everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's
No,
my
No,
voice."
yeah,
everybody
you're
was
right.
like, let's give him a chance and hear the voice. You didn't hear. I mean,
God,
whatever this dude saying, watch the movie. Watch the movie, Rand.
no.
I made sure I didn't speak on this only when I feel passionate about something. And for him to besmirch that movie, I
I
don't
did
have.
not
I'm
besmirch
out
the
of here.
movie.
I appreciate y'all. Good.
See, I'm gonna make him eat his words later because he's gonna go back and he's gonna look at what I said. I said the movie was fire. I said people frowned upon Chris Pratt being Mario, but he did an excellent job. He did
Yeah.
a I said that, but I mean, there goes those Ravens fans for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Jumping the gun. You know what I'm
get it?
saying?
All right now.
But
Yeah, you was good until you
but
said it out your mouth.
look,
Watch it.
but nah.
Watch it.
But
Y'all.
if you
I'm about
haven't
to
seen the
see that
Mario
movie.
movie, I do recommend it. It's one of the, if not, I would say Sonic, the first Sonic movie. I mean, I love all the Sonic movies, but the first Sonic movie,
Mhm.
Mario, the CG movie that with Chris Pratt. As far as I know, those are the most two successful video game movies ever. I mean, I can get y'all can fact check me, but
Yeah, I feel like
to
it's right.
my knowledge, the greatest video game movies ever. Period.
Yeah.
No debate. I mean, you can't really call Tron a video game movie because it was a movie first and then a video game later.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had
That's
an
fair.
argument with
What
somebody
about
about that.
Wreck-It Ralph? Would you consider that a video game movie?
That wasn't a video game first,
I'm just
was
saying.
it?
I didn't know your. Were
But
you
you know
saying
what?
video
That
game
would
because it
be
had every video game
video.
character
Yeah,
in
it
it?
had
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
on there. So I
I would
mean,
put Wreck-It Ralph up there. That's
I would
kind
put
of
yeah.
But what he
You
said
could
at first,
say
those two movies,
yeah.
Sonic. You said Sonic
Right.
and Mario.
yeah.
Yeah, they're the
Fire,
best too.
absolute
Best
fire,
two.
absolute fire. Yeah, the best two hands down.
All right.
Um, but yeah, you got to see Mario. Yeah, you got to see
I'm
that
going to
movie.
watch it. I'm going to watch it.
Especially
Trust me.
Jack Black.
What I
Jack
was
Black
trying to
is
say when
I
y'all
love
didn't
Jack
hear
Black.
me, when you didn't hear me, I was singing the song like Peach, you're so cool, and with this star we're gonna rule.
Oh
Peach,
wow.
understand? Sorry, let me.
Okay, I need to watch it. Well, moving on. We only got a few minutes left, guys. So, we saw a Netflix dropped a trailer for The Last Samurai Standing.
What? Oh my! I'm sorry.
We'll do it. Well, I know we can't really talk about it, but we can do a trailer breakdown next week. But make sure you guys watch it for our trailer breakdown. It is what? I know Disney mad. I know Disney is after releasing what was the one that we just watched that won the award? Oh my god. I was talking about this movie.
K-pop.
No, the samurai, you know what I'm talking about,
The
brother.
Blue
Last
Eye
Samurai.
Samurai.
The Last
The
Samurai.
Last Samurai.
Yeah.
That was the one that came on Hulu, right?
Yes.
Where it had
Yes,
the
with
white
the
dude
white dude who crashed
yeah.
over
Oh, you
him
talking about
and
Shogun?
with
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Shogun.
Shogun, Shogun, Shogun with
Yeah, Shogun.
Nabunaka,
Yeah.
Nabunaka. Yeah.
And we basically getting some of the same actors from Shogun in the Last
Well,
Samurai Standing.
I don't, I
So
don't, I don't, I don't know if they have any correlation because I ain't see nobody that was on there from there. But what I can,
the dude that double crossed him was on there.
oh, okay.
He at the end of the trailer.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just know that here's how it came across. So I be just looking at stuff. You know what I mean? I be bored whenever I'm like making like videos or something like that. And I see Last Samurai Standing. I watched that trailer and instantly send it to Bruce. send it to and I was like, hold on. What in the Squid Game Samurai Showdown is going on here?
It's about to be epic. I have faith.
That trailer, but there's this one part where they ting 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 ting. Oh,
Again, Skitty, trailer breakdown next week.
sorry. All right.
Moving on. The few more things. Only Murders in the Building, season 5 has recently dropped on. Now I know that Skitty likes it. We can probably talk about it. But if you haven't watched Only Murders in the Building, it's a great show. Steve Martin, what's her name? Selena Gomez and
Martin Short.
2
out of the 3 amigos is on that show. I was on it since it was announced. That was my show from day one. I love it. It's all the shots that Martin Short and Steve Martin be having for each other just be epic.
Hilarious.
I mean, they even made a comedy special with it. So yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't seen it on Hulu.
Definitely. Another big thing in pop culture, geekdom, New York Comic Con is coming up October 9th through the 12th. The reason why is because we have an interesting panel lineup. We're going to get a sneak peek at Spider-Man. We're going to get an official Welcome to Derry preview because Welcome to Derry is set to come out
I'm waiting for that.
at the end of October. Yep. We're going to get a Game of Thrones prequel panel for the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. And we're going to get an X-Men Days of Future Past reunion. Right? So that's exciting, especially as we come up on Doomsday. Speaking of Doomsday, if you guys haven't seen it, Disney had an event in Shanghai, a light show, and it gave us some big Doctor Doom comic moments. We got Doctor Doom killing Thanos. We got Doctor Doom holding the 10 rings, and it only got people more excited for Doomsday and what to expect, right? The other thing is that we got the first look at Liam Hemsworth in the Witcher trailer. Netflix just dropped yesterday. You guys haven't seen it. A lot of people are. I'm Team Henry Cavill until I see different. So
I'm
Real
not. I'm
quick,
not taking any. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just wanted to go back to the Doom thing. I don't think he's holding the 10 rings. I think when he's showing that image, that's a Sorcerer Supreme band, just like Wong did or Doctor Strange did when they do their powers. They spin it, things come around their arms. I think because Doom is a sorcerer and a technology expert, I think that was just him casting the spell. But we don't know. Just my guess.
what you were saying, Skitty?
Oh, nah. Dang, I forgot.
We was talking about the Witcher trailer.
Credit where credit is due. I take nothing away from the Helmsworth brothers. They have all played perspective parts in different movies, and they have done their thing. So we're just going to see if he lives up to
Henry Cavill,
who left, because if he
Geralt, the real Geralt.
if he doesn't,
if he doesn't, don't worry, they're gonna flame him. Social media will not let Netflix lift that down. He gonna get flamed so hard the dude ain't gonna come back next season.
he gonna get flamed more than Roman Reigns doing a Kuma.
I'm not even. You know what? I'm gonna stop it right here. We're gonna stop the show right here because I did have that on our wrap up conversation. But guys, if I even mention Street Fighter, Skitty will go on for another 35 minutes. So we'll save that for next week. So, any final questions, comments, or WTF moments you want to say, Skitty?
What I will say, and I've said this about the Street Fighter movie.
I tried to hard stop him. He turned back.
I know. There's only two things that make sense, and one of them was revealed today in like a little camera, and it showed 50 Cent doing rope work in like a Balrog look, and I was like, I said it from day one. Two things that make sense in this movie: 50 Cent playing Balrog and Momoa being Blanca. That's it. So that's all. Fuck that movie.
Wow. I can't wait for the Street Fighter movie to come out and we can finally get to see Skitty's face when it does. But anyway, that's our show here on The Level. As always, guys, I'm your host, Rainy Days. We got my guy Skitty Live, aka Street Fighter Hater, and the man behind the chair, Bruce McFly, bringing you our weekly check-in for geek and pop culture. As a reminder, we start at 11:30 now, so make sure you tune in next week for episodes. And make sure you tune in Thursday, 6:30 for the Level Sports Network. Great show. Talk about sports, the latest boxing match, and everything to come. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to a nerd who knows a geek, who knows you, to come to The Level. Until next week.
Hold on real quick. Yo, it's a real cool sports show where they talk boxing and all that other stuff with balls. Anyway, that's just how that shit sounded to me. I'm sorry. I know. My bad. Wrap it up, sis. Because that's
No,
just
I had to pause you because all that other stuff was balls.
no. But I'm just saying that's how it sounded. You was just like, yeah, it's a sports show. For you know what? I've been giving this dude. I've been sparing him. He gonna say one more thing about the Ravens, and I'm gonna serve his ass up on TV. Go ahead, Ebony. Kill this show, man.
Well, next week I'll write a better promo for the TLS.
God damn it.
The next level. We are.
Peace. Next week. We're not done yet. Hold on.
That's hilarious. I'm dead, y'all.
All right. Yo, this nigga keeps saying stuff about the Ravens, yo. I'll be just ignoring it because